Alright, what's it to you here? And just so you know, I'm going to be showing y'all a deck that I have built. It's meant to be a OTK deck. This is somebody I was playing online against. He will actually rage quit in this video. Not because he was actually going to lose that turn. I can't exactly remember what all happened. All I know is this was kind of a funny replay. But like I said, it's branded Skull Servant. It's meant to OTK. As you can see, he does have a Nibiru, and I'll show you step by step exactly what was happening, but I'm going to go ahead and play it until it gets to my turn. Alright, so let's go ahead and draw my card and go into the main phase. So he's got the Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer and a couple of Predaplants on the field. And then he's got Nibiru on there and a Forbidden Droplet. Now, he's actually going to mess up and actually use Forbidden Droplet to negate an effect that he should have never negated, because he would have won. He probably would have won this duel with that single move. But he actually messes up, and so the first thing I do is I activate Super Polymerization, because I want to get rid of that Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer. Whoops, I wasn't supposed to swap. So activating that, I discarded my White Prince. Now White Prince, after this card activates and everything and resolves, this will activate, which will allow me to send a Skull Servant and a Lady in White from my deck to the graveyard. So at that point, I fuse off those two monsters to create my Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. Now this wasn't as a try to get a strong monster on the field, it was simply a way of getting that monster off the field. And because he can't react to Super Polymerization, there's no effects that he can activate that can stop it. That's when that effect activates and I send those two to the graveyard. And this is where I summon a Luber. Now, this should have been where he should have activated probably Forbidden Droplet and prevented me from being able to activate things. But for some reason, he lets my Luber go through, which allows me to add my Branded Fusion, at which point I will activate it. And this is where he messes up. I send White Baking and Albaz to the graveyard to summon Lubellion. Now, this is where it kind of gets confusing, is when I activate Lubellion's effect, that is when he activates Forbidden Droplet. Now, up to this point, I've summoned a total of 3 times. So, he can't use Nibiru yet. However, he negates Lubellion's effect, which would have caused a 4th summon. Now, let's go ahead and take it further. So that gets negated. I add White Prince and White Mare to my hand. And that's when White Prince goes to the graveyard, and I banish 3 more cards to go or send those 2 other cards. Then I banish 3 in order to special summon my King of Skull Servants. And now with 5 Skull Servants in the graveyard, he's at 5,000 attack points. Actually, I was gonna win, so I guess he just rage quit because he didn't want to wait. But like I said, I only summoned, that right there was my 4th summon. If he would have waited and let Lubellion go off, then I would have been at 5 summons and he would have been able to Nibiru me. But he didn't. And this was actually a smart play by me, because I did realize that I was going to win. Because I do have White Mare in my hand and I could have special summoned a monster that was banished, but he had no back row or anything like that, so I had no fear of trying to finish him off. But like I said, I play Allure. I drew my 2 cards. Now, in case he activated something from his hand that might have destroyed me, I decided to just pitch my white mare and keep my white baking. That way I could protect my King of Skull Servants just in case. And that's where I went ahead and attacked. And after that attack, he raged quit. He just left the game. And I just thought it was kind of funny how he just kind of decided he was not going to go ahead and go through with it. I mean, like I said, if he would have waited and let Lubellion go off, he would have beat me. But you can actually see why this is a OTK deck. I would have been able to summon Mirror Jade, have a 3000 beat stick, as well as a 2800, and then a 5000 King of Skull Servants. But yeah, it's pretty decent deck. It's not like pro by any way. I will go ahead and show y'all the deck build. So this is the deck build. I run 3 Skull Servants, 2 Alubers, 2 Albaz, 1 Gozuki, 3 White Princesses, 3 Lady on White, 3 White Bakings, only 1 White Mare, 3 White Prince, and 3 King of Skull Servants. 3 Allure of Darkness. Now, Allure of Darkness is meant to be your draw power and everything, but it's also to try to bait out Ash Blossom, because I'd rather get my Allure of Darkness Ash Blossomed rather than getting like my Aluber or White Princess negated. I'd rather this get negated rather than one of my Skull Servants. So this right here is just a bait to try to get them to Ash Blossom me. Then we have 1 for 1, 3 copies of Branded Fusion, a single copy of Called by the Grave, 3 Branded Openings, 3 Super Polys, and Burial from a Different Dimension. Now, the only things that you're going to be using mostly out of this extra deck are the fusions, and that's going to be Mirror Jade, Starving Venom Fusion, Predaplant, Dragostopelia, Lubellion, Albion, Garura, Muddragon of Swamp, and then we got into Link monsters, and these are kind of just like situational. I don't use them a whole lot, but you know, Underworld Goddess, of course, just in case they get a really big beat stick and I'm able to get some monsters on the field. Possibly I could probably just get rid of a monster that can't be destroyed by battle or something like that with this. And then Access Code Talker, Nightmare Unicorn, Nightmare Phoenix, IP Masquerena, and Relinquished Anima. Like I said, the Link monsters are kind of just filler, really. I wanted to try to find some more fusions that I could go for, but so far these are the only ones that are kind of feasible at the moment. Now, again, this deck is not a pro-built deck. I just kind of wanted to build like a quick OTK style deck, and this is what I came up with. I did use a little bit of guides to try to get some ideas, but this is my own twist on the deck, because most of the decks I looked at, they don't use Allure of Darkness. They use some other cards. I've seen some that use Infinite Imperm, some of them having hand traps and stuff like that. But the way I look at it is, if I'm just going to OTK my opponent, I don't need hand traps. I have plenty of cards to try to bait out Ash Blossom, mostly it being Allure of Darkness. But anyways, I hope y'all like the deck. Let me know in the comments below. Peace, guys.